All right, the spring has come to a close for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. They just wrapped up their spring day today, Georgia's G-Day scrimmage, and I thought it went really well for Kirby and the Dogs. Kind of a tale of two halves, really. The first half kind of dominated by the defense. I thought that group was really strong. They were fast, they were physical, they were aggressive, made things really difficult for Gunnar Stockton and Ryan Puglisi, who made some throws. I'm going to talk about them in just a little bit because it was not a bad day overall for the quarterbacks. It just took them a while to get started, and usually with these scrimmages, the offense is kind of vanilla, right? Kind of normal, not a ton going on, so the defense really clamped down and made a lot of plays in the first half. But the third quarter kind of changed things up a little bit. The offenses started to move the ball a little bit better. The quarterbacks were out there slinging it around in that third quarter. I think at the end of the day, they had close to 90, close to 100 passes thrown in this game. So the quarterbacks were airing it out just like I thought would happen. I made a video a couple days ago telling y'all to kind of expect that. But yeah, Gunnar Stockton ended the day 17 for 34, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also had another pass to Zachariah Branch for about 36, 37 yards. Really nice play that went down to the 1. So while things were a little difficult for both quarterbacks in the first half, they really played well, I thought, in the third quarter and a little bit beyond. Ryan Puglisi played a lot in this game as expected. He played some with the first team. In fact, the first and I believe only drive that he had with the first team offense, he led them down the field easy for a touchdown to start the second half. That drive ended with a big touchdown to Colby Young, I believe 17, 18 yards. Colby Young made an acrobatic touchdown catch over Daniel Harris there. It was a really nice catch. But at the end of the day, I think the defense won, but the offense, I thought, really shined in the third quarter and some in the fourth quarter. But yeah, the quarterbacks, they aired it out. There's no doubt about it. You could see the natural arm talent that both had. I think they were a little off from an accuracy standpoint, but you know, there were still some drops by the receivers. The offensive line, you know, didn't give them their best effort, but that group is really banged up right now, so it's hard to judge the offensive line with so many guys out. At the end of the day, you saw why Gunnar Stockton, or at least, you know, if you were here, you saw it. This was not televised, so I'm telling you, there's a reason Gunnar Stockton is the starting quarterback for this team. He was the better quarterback. I thought he made some really nice throws. There was a drive in the second half where he hit Dylan Bell on a beautiful deep pass down the middle of the field for 49 yards. Next play, there was another beautiful ball into the end zone to Jeremy Bell, former walk-on. I guess he still is a walk-on, but it was a great pass, 31-yard touchdown. So 2 plays, 2 big throws down the field, and it led to a touchdown. And you know, he was pretty good for the second half, but again, the defense really did a good job in that first half. KJ Bolden, there's a reason why he might be the best player on this team. He is so fast. He just moves at a different pace. He is taking another step forward, which is kind of scary to think about because he was a freshman All-American last year, but the guy's just all over the field. I thought Daniel Harris had a nice first half, at least. He picked off Gunnar Stockton in the first half on a ball that was thrown about 25 yards in the air into the end zone. He was covering Colby Young, who could not make the play. Daniel Harris was right with him, turned around, made a really nice interception. He also covered Noah Thomas deep down the field, was right in his back pocket, forced an incompletion. Now, we did get beat for that touchdown by Colby Young, but I think that was more of a great catch compared to bad defense. I mean, the coverage was still there. So, you know, Daniel Harris was a guy that we've talked about that, you know, needed to step up. It was a spring where the offense wanted to kind of go at him and test him a little bit. I thought he had a really nice day today. At linebacker, C.J. Allen's still all over the place. Raylan Wilson made some plays, but Justin Williams was all over the place. The former 5-star, I was constantly hearing his name, tackle after tackle. Made plays in coverage, but that guy runs really well. He is aggressive, makes a lot of plays, and I'm excited to see what he might bring to the table to the defense in year 2 this fall. But he looked like the most productive defender on the second team defense, and that group was pretty solid. Zayden Walker was a freshman that we saw a little bit He was in the backfield making plays. DeMello Jones was a cornerback. He made a really big tackle for 5-yard loss. I think it was on a swing pass or maybe an end around to Dwight Phillips Jr. He beat him there and made a big tackle in the open field. He really stood out. At tight end, Lawson Lucky made a couple catches early on. Oscar Delt made a couple catches late. Jaden Riddell had a really nice catch and run. He was the guy that I told you all about that could have a big day today. I think he did. Not so much for Elias Williams. I'm not gonna, harp on the kid too much, but just wasn't a good day. He had a touchdown that was dropped. He had a missed block. He had a holding, but the kid should be in high school right now, so it's hard to really be too harsh or too critical with these freshmen. But at wide receiver, Talon Taylor made some plays. CJ Wiley, I think in the first half, made the play of the day. I remember tweeting that out at halftime. CJ Wiley had a really nice one-handed catch down the sideline and tight coverage. He wasn't really open down the sideline. He had to go make a play on the ball, stuck his hand out, and was able to reel that in. I thought that was the best play from anyone in the first half. But at the end of the day, Ryan Puglisi, talking about the quarterbacks again, he was 20 for 46 with the black team, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and then had 1 drive with the first team offense. He was 3 for 3, 52 yards and 1 touchdown. So he looked comfortable with that first team unit. Of course, Gunner throwing for 309, 2 touchdowns, almost a third with that 1 interception. So I thought both quarterbacks were off, here and there. They weren't their most accurate. They didn't get a ton of help. I think they each got a little help from the pass catchers, but they also made some big throws, and the ball really zips out of their hand. You can tell that they've got natural arm talent. They can push the ball vertically, and I thought it was a good day, to see each of them kind of push the ball down the field at times, and both have an extended time with the first team offense, or at least with Puglisi, that 1 drive. But I thought Chauncey Bowens ran really hard at running back. Nate Frazier had a 1-yard touchdown that came right after Gunnar Stockton's pass to Zachariah Branch. But Chauncey Bowens ran hard. He is a physical runner. He broke one of the linebackers' ankles. We'll talk more about that probably in another video. He's got a little shake and bake to him now. He's got some agility and was able to make some moves in the open field for a tough physical runner. I thought he ran pretty well, 5 carries for 38 yards. Dylan Bell had an end around, 1 carry for 13 yards. Bo Walker, the freshman, not a bad day at all, 8 carries for 44 yards. Ryan Puglisi was able to make some plays with his legs. Gunnar Stockton was showing his mobility. But yeah, there were some London Humphreys, I think, was the most productive wide receiver. He had 4 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he got in the end zone twice. Ethan Barbour, the tight end, had 3 catches for 34 yards. Talon Taylor, the freshman receiver, 3 catches for 32 yards. For the red team, Dylan Bell was the team's leading receiver, 5 catches for 78 yards. Sokovie White had 2 catches for 47 yards and a diving touchdown late in that fourth quarter from 24 yards out. He might make more of an impact this fall than maybe we realized at first, but overall, there's a lot to take from this. The defense looked really good at times, and I still think they won the day, even though the score was 34-17. The red team, led by the first team offense, came out victorious. So a lot of points coming in that second half, and the quarterbacks, again, combined had close to 100 pass attempts. So the points are going to come when you open it up and start airing it out a little bit. But yeah, I thought the defense had a really good day for most of the day, and it was good to see some flashes from the offense as well, because both of them were really moving the football in that third quarter. And found some cohesiveness, right? They found some chemistry, and the receivers still need to make more plays. They made some, but I still think they need to be a little more consistent. And again, it's hard to talk about the offensive line because that's a banged up group right now. So we'll have to go back and identify who is playing exactly where. I know Ryan Curley got some good shots. It was tough to see from the press box, but overall there were some big plays, both offense and defense. It was fun. It was a fun scrimmage. Kind of a boring first half with the defense kind of dominating. I was hoping they wouldn't completely dominate like that in the second half, but the offense did start to come alive. We saw plays from the freshmen. We saw the quarterbacks air it out. We saw beautiful deep balls down the field, especially from Gunnar Stockton. I mean, the guy can really push it vertically. So I've got no worries about the kid's arm talent. And Ryan Puglisi, he can sling it too, and they wanted to. They were throwing it all over the place today. Again, neither were super accurate, but I think a lot of that was good coverage, good play by the defense. But yeah, I think there's a lot of positives to take away from this. The team still has some stuff to clean up. They've got to get healthy, but they showed flashes of why they could be the best team in the country. Still need to put it all together, but this is a talented group that plays fast. There's a lot of big players, physically big players, but there's a lot of speed on this team too, especially on that first team defense. That group was flying around everywhere. A lot of tip passes at the line of scrimmage. Meant to say that earlier, so that's something I think the quarterbacks have to work on, or maybe it's just the defense doing a great job of knocking the ball down. It could go either way, I guess, but I do think the defense won the day, even though we did see plenty of points in the second half. But we'll talk about more of this over on Dawg Post. Sign up to our free newsletter today. Make sure you're going on Dawg Post to read everything we have to offer, and more insider notes, more details on how Georgia's G-Day scrimmage went. Again, the red team, led by the first team offense, they won 34-17 in a fun game. Beautiful day here in Athens, Georgia, and a good look at the 2025 Georgia Bulldogs. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you over on Dawg Post.